Welcome back to another game of the Game of Dice Baseball. In this game, we are going to be featuring Game 2 of a 3-game set between the 77 Yankees and the 77 Royals. This game was played on July the 16th, 1977. The Yankees came away with a win in game number 1, 6-3. In real life, the Kansas City Royals swept the Yankees in this midseason series. This is in Kansas City, so playing at I think what used to be called Royals Stadium. I've always known it as Kauffman Stadium, and I don't know what it is now. Probably whoever paid the highest, to get the naming rights. But um, it was a great game. Yankees scored 5 in the 8th and the 9th to sort of pull away at the end, but was a well-pitched game from Ron Guidry and Splittorff, both. I think I was calling him Splitteroff yesterday, but his name is Paul Splittorff. So I apologize to Mr. Splittorff and his family for doing that. All right, in this game we have Dennis Leonard going for the Kansas City Royals, 20-12 in 1977, 37 starts, 292 and a 2/3 innings pitched, 21% K percentage and a 7% walk percentage, so 244 Ks in 292 innings, almost a K per inning. Very low home run rate, 0.6 home runs per 9, and low whip as well, 111. He'll be facing off against the tall right-hander Mike Torrez. Torrez 14-12 with a 3.82 ERA. Did give up 20 home runs in 217 innings pitched, only 90 Ks, good for a 10% K percentage and an 8% walk percentage. So 75 walks to 90 strikeouts is a little close. You can see here 244-79 is a little bit more dominant. And let me go through the starting lineups for the Yankees. It'll be Mickey Rivers leading off, then Roy White playing left, Thurman Munson batting third and catching, Reggie Jackson in this game hitting cleanup. He's in right field. Chris Chambliss at first, Greg Nettles at third, Willie Randolph at second. He is batting seventh. The DH is Dell Alston, and he is going to be hitting eighth, and then Bucky Dent hitting ninth. For the home Royals, it'll be George Brett leading off, and Hal McRae in left, playing in the field in this game. Pete Lecoq at DH. He is hitting third. The slender, tall right-hander, Al Cowens, playing center field. And John Mayberry, so playing center field for Amos Otis in this one. He's batting fourth. John Mayberry will be at first. Tom Paquette gets to start in right. He's hitting sixth. Darrell Porter, the catcher. Freddie Patek is at short, and Frank White, the second baseman, is hitting ninth. We're using our 1970s game engine chart. We have our cards all ready and set up. We have our bench and our bullpens all ready to go. And this one should be ready to rock and roll. Dennis Leonard on the mound for Kansas City, and he's going to be facing Mickey Rivers, Roy White, and Thurman Munson to start this game. And he looks in and takes the sign, and here is the first pitch to Mickey Rivers. This is going to be a little grounder out to the shortstop, and the shortstop, Patek, the strong throw to first. Hopefully this pen will work. Strong throw to first, and he gets him for out number one. Mickey Rivers out by about a half a step. Leonard now facing Roy White, 14 homers, 52 RBIs, batted .268 in 1977. This is going to be a little soft grounder down the first base line. No problem for the first baseman Mayberry as he gets it and steps right on the bag. That's going to be out number 2. So 2 quick ground outs for Dennis Leonard, and that brings up Thurman Munson. Munson, a big, powerful right-handed bat. 18 home runs, 100 RBIs, batted .308 in 1978. Maybe 78 too, but 77 is what we're playing. This is going to be, if his average is greater than .299, it's a single. His average is better than 299, and just like that, Munson punches one to right field, and that's going to be a base knock for the catcher. Reggie Jackson stands in, 1 on, 2 outs. Jackson, 32 home runs, 110 RBIs, batted 286 in 1977. This time he takes a big, powerful cut and comes up empty, and that's going to be strike 3. So the Yankees get 1 on, but they can't move them around. And our score is Yankees 0, Kansas City 0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Mike Torrez facing off against George Brett, Hal McRae, and Pete Lecoq. 44, are his hits less than 120? That's George Brett, definitely not. So that's going to be a leadoff single for the third baseman, George Brett. Brett stands on at first base, 14 stolen bases, 54%. Let's just go ahead and leave them there. We got a good hitter in Hal McRae standing in. These two teams would later meet in the ALCS for the second straight year in 1977. Give us a good series. 24, that's going to be a single. So right off of the pitcher's side, and that's going to be McRae with the single. George Brett goes to second base. The single is to left field, so we're going to hold Brett there. And we got runners at first and second for Pete Lecoq. Lecoq, 303 average, good average, 3 home runs, 29 RBIs, and 238 plate appearances, so not a lot of pop necessarily, but let's see if he can drive them in. Is the pitcher's whip below 1? The pitcher's whip is not below 1, so that's going to be another single. 3 straight singles to start the game for the home Royals. And who do we got? We got Cowens. Let's go ahead and we'll just hold there. That's a single to right field. We'll hold everybody, and we got Al Cowens. Cowens with a lot of pop, 23 homers, 112 RBIs, 312 average for him in 1977. Here are the pitcher's hits greater than 249. The hits are not greater than 249, so that's going to be a strikeout for Torrez as he gets Al Cowens looking. So Cowens fooled on that one, and that's 1 out. John Mayberry stands in. Mayberry also good power, 23 home runs, 82 RBIs, only a 230 batting average though. And let's see if he can drive in these runs. Are his hits below 120? They're not. They're just over 120. So that's going to be a base knock, and that's down the left field line as Mayberry goes the other way. And that's going to drive in the run from third. So at least 1, and that's going to push the runner to third. And to second, let's try to score Hal McRae. Let's see, he's got 18 stolen bases. So we're going to roll off of our extra bases chart. It's the next to last page in the guide now. So McRae, let's see what happens here. He's rounding third, maybe. We got a 9, and he is thrown out at the plate. So from left field, Roy White makes the throw home. We're going to go 7-2 on the putout, and that's going to be out number 2 as the Royals tried to get greedy and send McRae home on that base hit to left field. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs and 1 run in. Remember, they had the bases loaded with nobody out, so if Torrez gets out of this with only 1 run, got to consider that a win. And he is going to. This is a fly ball to left center field. Tracking it down is Roy White, and that'll be out number 3. So huge opportunity wasted by the Royals here in the first inning as they have bases loaded and nobody out. They do come away with 1, and they take the 1-0 lead over the Yankees. Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, and Willie Randolph will stand in for the Yankees. This is Are his triples greater than 2? His triples are definitely greater than 2 as he rips one down the left field line and misplayed a little bit out in left field. Allows Chambliss to get all the way around to third base, and the Yankees are in business with a runner at third and nobody out. Greg Nettles steps to the plate against Dennis Leonard, hoping for a strikeout. The Royals are. Here's a 34. 34 is his average greater than 299. It is not, so that's going to be the strikeout that Leonard was looking for. And this one is going to be a strikeout looking, as Nettles is looking for the perfect pitch, and he doesn't get it, and he goes down on strikes. Willie Randolph stands in. Randolph, 1977, 274 average, 4 homers, 40 RBIs. He had 151 hits for the season. 25, that's going to be strikeout number 2 in the inning, and that's another strikeout looking, as Leonard's got it going on early. That's his 3rd strikeout in the first 2 innings. Last chance for the Yankees here. That's Dell Alston coming off the bench. Played in 22 games, had 45 plate appearances, batted .325, a homer, and 4 RBIs. 44 is his whip, less than 1. I think we've established that it is not, and so that's going to be an RBI single, and that's going to tie the ball game up from Dale Alston, who comes in off the bench and contributes immediately. Brings us to Bucky Dent, the number 9 hitter. Dent, 247 average, 8 homers, 49 RBIs in 1977. 23 is going to be a strikeout. So Leonard strikes out the side, but not before the Yankees strike for a run, and that's going to tie our ball game at 1. 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And Torrez is going to be facing off against the bottom of the order, Porter, Freddie Patek, and Frank White. Got a 24 here. That's going to be a base knock for Darryl Porter as he hits it over the second baseman into left center field. And that's a single for the Kansas City catcher. Freddie Patek had a great ALCS. I was watching some highlights of that. And 262 average during the season, 5 homers, 60 RBIs, 130 hits for the shortstop, and playing good defense as well. Here's a 26. 26 is going to be a strikeout as Torrez gets him on the slide piece, and that is going to be a swinging strike. And that is out number 1. Runner at first base. No speed to speak of. He was 1 for 1 stealing. Not exactly ready to rock and roll at first base. But here's Frank White. Frank White, 245 average, 5 homers, 50 RBIs. Almost a mirror image of Bucky Dent. A 14 is going to be a fly ball. This is out to straightaway left. No problem out there for White as he makes the play for out number 2. The runner will hold at first. George Brett. Brett hit a home run in the last game. Hit it up over the foul pole. A little bit of controversy there as the umpires had to get together and confer whether that was fair or foul, and they determined that it was indeed fair. Here's a 45. 45 is going to be a strikeout, and Mike Torrez is torching the Royals so far. That's his 3rd strikeout, and that's going to be a strikeout looking. Brett doesn't like it, but that's where we are. So we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Yankees roll their lineup back over. Leonard will be facing off against Rivers, White, and Munson. Rivers grounded out to short in his first at bat. Here's a little soft ground ball here. That's right back to the pitcher. And the pitcher is Leonard. He underhands it to first base, and that's going to be out number 1 as they get Mickey Rivers at first. Brings up Roy White. Got to practice saying that. Roy White, left fielder. In this game, he is batting .268, 14 homers, 52 RBIs in 600 plate appearances for the Yankees. Let's see. His last at bat, he grounded out softly to Mayberry at first. 34. That's going to be a little ground ball. And a little two hopper out to third base. The third baseman is Brett. He crow hops and fires over to first, and that's going to be out number 2 as they get White at first base. Thurman Munson stands in. He singled in his first at bat. And another ground ball. This one right back to the pitcher. And this time he has to range a little bit to his right, and it's a quick throw to first, and he gets him in time. That's going to be 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees in the top of the third inning. Tied at 1, we go to the bottom of the third. It will be Torrez against Hal McRae, Pete Lecoq, and Al Cowens. McRae singled in his first at bat. 298 average on the season. 14, that's going to be a little shallow fly ball out to right field. And coming in hard on it is Reggie Jackson, and on the run, he's going to make the catch for out number 1. Hal McRae is down, and Pete Lecoq is into the batter's box. Lecoq with a single in his last at bat, as the Royals put together 4 singles, 3 straight in the first inning. 35 is going to be a soft grounder, and that goes out to the shortstop, and the shortstop is Bucky Dent. He comes in hard on it. Quick snap throw to first, and that's going to get Pete Lecoq at first base. Not great speed as he gets him on that soft grounder just past the pitcher. Al Cowens now standing in, right fielder in this game. Playing center field. He struck out in his first at bat. Here he's going to hit a little fly ball out to Reggie out in right field. A couple of steps to his left, and he's standing there and squeezes it for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals in the bottom of the third inning. Both pitchers settling in a little bit after a shaky first part of the game. For the Yankees in the third, it's going to be Reggie Jackson and Chambliss and Nettles. So some power and some thunder and some pop coming up for them. We got a 66. This is a chance for a rare play, but not, because wild pitches are greater than 9. And for Dennis Leonard, that's going to be a wild pitch. Nobody on base, doesn't matter. So we're going to roll again. So 35. 35 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to right center field. In right field, Tom Paquette ranges over, and he's going to make the play for out number 1. Reggie is down, and Chambliss is up. Chambliss tripled and scored on the Alston single back in the second inning. 23 is going to be a deep shot. This goes to right center field. Going back on it is the center fielder Cowens, getting the duties in center, and he's going to make the catch a little bit short of the warning track as Chambliss gave it a ride, but got under it just a little bit. Dennis Leonard pitching well. He'll be facing off against Greg Nettles. Nettles struck out in his last at bat. 35 is going to be a little soft grounder that goes to first base. Mayberry to his right, pitches to his left, and throws it to the pitcher covering. That's going to be out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees again for the second inning in a row. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning, and it's going to be 1-1. Royals and Yankees tied in another good matchup here. Almost halfway through the ball game, each team with only a run. We got John Mayberry, Tom Paquette, and Darrell Porter coming up for Kansas City against Mike Torrez. So we got a little line drive here, and that's going to be a liner to second base, and Mayberry is going to be out as the second baseman, Willie Randolph, handles that one. So we'll go L4 on the liner. On the sheet, it says fly ball shallow with an asterisk. That is a line drive. So you got to pay attention. There's a couple of different asterisks there. Just got to pay attention to that one. This is going to be a chance for a triple for Tom Paquette. He's got 6 triples, and he is going to be in there safely as he rips one to center field. And Rivers can't get there, takes a bad angle on the ball, and Paquette just keeps going. And he's going to wind up at third base as he slides in safely just ahead of the throw. Paquette at third base now with 1 out, and Darrell Porter a chance to put the Royals ahead. Porter singled in his first at bat. We got a 35 here. A 35 is going to be a soft grounder to the third baseman, I believe. Yes. A little tapper to third, and runner's going to hold, I believe. Let's see. It says a fielder's choice out at first. So would he go home on that? I don't think he would. He doesn't have great speed. Would he be going on contact like that? Probably not. So we're going to say 5-3, and the runner holds. That one's a little bit of a tricky situation because the ball is right in front of the player to third. Maybe if it was a normal ground ball, he might go. But even then, I think you're holding on unless it's like a straight up contact play. So we're just going to have him hold at third base, runner at third base with 2 outs now. Freddie Patek, the shortstop, with an opportunity to put the Royals ahead. You know, a tapper to any other part of the field except maybe the pitcher or the catcher, you know, maybe he scores there. So, but definitely shortstop, second, first base. That's going to be a run. So just bad luck for the Royals. And we got a 16. 16, are the batter's hits greater than 149? They are not. He has 130 hits. And so that's going to be a ground ball out to second base. And Torrez gets out of this one without any runs being scored. And so nice pitching there. Nice job by the Yankees as they get away with third base and only 1 out and come away giving up no runs. Still tied at 1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be Willie Randolph, Dale Alston, and Bucky Dent for the Yanks. 56, that's going to be a fly ball to straightaway left field. No problem out there for the left fielder McRae as he reaches up and squeezes it for out number 1. Willie Randolph is down, and Dale Alston is up. Alston 1 for 1 in this game. He had a RBI single in his first at bat. 46, that's going to be a deep shot to center field. Going back on it is Cowens, and Cowens makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 2. Nice play out there by Al Cowens playing in center field. Bucky Dent now. He struck out in his first at-bat. This time he's going to hit a little grounder, and that goes to third base. Third baseman Brett, no problem with that one as he handles it and gets it over to first for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Dennis Leonard all of a sudden settling in and pitching very well for Kansas City. Also pitching well is Torrez for the Yankees, who has not allowed a run since the first inning. He can go 29 batters. He's not even to 18 yet, so both batters doing very well. They can go pretty deep into the game. Got Frank White coming up, and then we'll turn it back over to Brett and McRae at the top of the order. 16, are the pitcher's hits greater than 249? They are not, so that's going to be a K. For Frank White, we got a 1, so that's going to be a strikeout looking as Torrez gets him on a beautifully placed fastball. He was guessing, thought he was going to get that slider, and instead he gets the fastball. 1 down, George Brett to the plate. Brett is 1 for 2. He's got a single and a run scored. He's got a 25 here. 25 is going to be a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for for Mike Torrez, as this time Brett is looking fastball and he gets the slider and gets badly fooled on that one. 2 down in the inning. Hal McRae stands in. McRae is 1 for 2. He flied out to Reggie in his last at bat. So 25, this is going to be another case. So Torrez comes in and strikes out the side. 3 straight Ks. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. And they are all looking as he is fooling these Kansas City hitters. And we got Dennis Leonard. He'll be facing off against the top of the order in the top of the 6th inning. Still tied at 1. Excellent game here between the Yankees and the Royals. It'll be Mickey Rivers, Roy White, and Thurman Munson. Rivers a .326 average in 1977, 12 homers and 69 RBIs. Here he is going to ground out. He's going to ground out to the second baseman. And the second baseman is Frank White. He gets it over to first. No problem there. And Rivers has grounded out in all 3 of his at-bats now. Roy White stands in. He's 0 for 2. Looking for something good to happen. And let's see, are his home runs per 9 greater than 1 for Leonard? They're not. So that's going to be a double instead of a home run. So Roy White lines one over the left fielder. Hal McRae had no chance on that one, as in one hops the wall, and Roy White stands at second base in scoring position with only 1 out, and Thurman Munson to the plate. 25, that's going to be a liner, and that's a line drive to the second baseman. So Frank White makes the play on that line drive. Thurman Munson frustrated. He thought he had a hit and an RBI there. But instead, the runner's going to hold at second, and that's going to bring up Reggie. So are his walks less than 5%? They're not. So that's going to be a walk to Jackson. And bases are not loaded, but we have runners at first and second now. 2 down, and Chris Chambliss looking to break through for the Yankees. Chambliss had a triple and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. 34 is going to be a grounder, and that goes right back to the pitcher. Leonard is able to field it cleanly over to first, and Mayberry squeezes it for the out. So that is going to prevent any runs from scoring. The Yankees get 2 on, but they can't get them home, and the game is still tied at 1. That was a good scoring opportunity for the Yankees as they get the double from Roy White and can't get him home. Dennis Leonard pitching very well for the Royals. Here's a chance. Pete Lecoq with 3 home runs. Actually, it doesn't matter here. So Torrez has 4 wild pitches, so it's not there. We're going to go to the rare chart. First chance going to any of our rare charts. You can see it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it happens in more games than others. We're going to go to our pitcher rare chart, which starts on page 11 of your guide. All right. We roll. We got a 1. That's going to be a hard hit ball off the pitcher's leg to the third baseman. The out is recorded. 1-5-3. And so this is going to be Pete Lecoq out at first. That's 1-5-3. Torrez takes a -5 on his stamina. So we'll say his stamina is 24. So maybe his last inning, closing in on that now, as his stamina gets knocked down just a little bit. That brings up Al Cowens. Cowens playing center field in this game. He's 0 for 2. 1 down, and Cowens stands in. Is the pitcher's average greater than 299? It is not, and so that's going to be another strikeout for Torrez. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts now for Torrez, and that's going to be another strikeout looking, as he is really fooling those Kansas City hitters in this one. Cowens goes down on strikes for the 2nd time. 7 Ks in the game for Torrez, and he'll be facing off against John Mayberry. A 13 will be a ground ball. This goes out to second base. Second baseman is Willie Randolph, and he's going to handle that for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down go the Royals in the bottom of the 6th. And I think we're going to replace Torrez as he's coming up on, let's say, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. And we can send him out for one more inning. Be okay. His stamina got knocked down a little bit on that freakish play. Okay, for the Yankees, it'll be Nettles, Randolph, and Alston. And let's see if they can make some noise. 34 is going to be a ground ball. That's out to Frank White. Frank White to his left a couple steps. He flings it over to first, and that's going to be out number 1 as he gets Nettles on the grounder. Willie Randolph stands in. He flied out to left in his last at-bat. 13 is going to be another ground ball, this time to short. And Patek, no problem there, as he gets the speedy Randolph at first. And 2 ground outs, 2 outs. And Del Alston to the plate. He's 1 for 2, flied out to deep center field, his last at bat. Here's another fly ball. This one goes out to center again. This time not as deep, and Cowens has it on his radar and makes the out. 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees in the top of the 7th. Dennis Leonard dealing in this game. All right, Torrez, we're going to give him one more inning. He's going to face off against Tom Paquette. Paquette is 1 for 2 with a triple. He got to third base, and the Royals couldn't bring him home. There's a 26. A 26 is going to be a ground ball. A little two-hopper to the second baseman, and Randolph has no problem with that one as he throws it over to first for out number 1. Darrell Porter, left-handed hitting catcher for the Royals, 275 average in 1977. 36 is average greater than 299. It is not. So that's going to be a hard grounder, and that goes to the first baseman. The first baseman is who's playing first base? Chambliss. Chambliss is able to make the play, and he pitches over to Torrez. Still got his legs under him, and he gets there in time to step on the bag for out number 2. Freddie Patek stands in. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. 34, that's going to be another ground ball. This time it goes to third base. No problem for Nettles as he's up with it and over to first. And 3 up, 3 down go the Royals. Excellent game here. 1-1 is our score as we head to the top of the 8th inning, and it's getting down to cutting time. And so we got Dennis Leonard still within his range, well within his range. And no reason to bring him out yet. He'll be facing off against Dent, Rivers, and White. And that's a 24. Got a rare play over here. 24 is going to be a single. And the rare play doesn't matter on the single. So Bucky Dent with a base knock. And here come the Yankees. Dent at first, no threat to score or to steal. He was 1 for 2 in steals. It's going to be Mickey Rivers to the plate. 23 from Rivers is a strikeout. Dennis Leonard, when he's needed it, has been able to reach back and get it past these Yankee hitters. That's going to be out number 1. And that sets up the double play. We're going to do a little hit and run here. It's kind of an unwritten rule, I guess, on a hit and run. I feel like hit and runs are real. They're easy to figure out. So if there's a strikeout, we're going to do the stolen base chart on Bucky Dent. If it's a base hit, he gets 1 extra base on top of whatever the base. So a single, he'll take 2 bases. On a fly ball, then he's going to get back. And on a ground ball, he's going to advance on a fielder's choice. So I feel like, hit and runs are something I shouldn't necessarily have to put on there. But Roy White's going to get a hold of one here. And his home runs are definitely greater than 5. And here come the Yankees as Roy White deposits one into dead center field. Going back on it is Cowens, and he runs out of room, and that is going to be a 2-run Yankee home run from Roy White, who had 14 bombs on the year, and he comes through here for the second game in a row. The Yankees put up a home run in the 8th inning to take the lead, and just frustration all over Dennis Leonard's face as he left one too much plate. Brings up Thurman Munson. 56 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to right field, and the right fielder is Paquette. He's going to make the play, and that's going to be out number 2. 2 down now with Reggie Jackson coming to the plate. Reggie is 0 for 2, walked in his last at bat. 24 is going to be a deep drive. That is to dead center or dead left field. Going back on it is the left fielder McRae, and in the corner, he is going to make a running catch, a fine catch out in left field. But the Yankees do put up 2 in the 8th inning, and they take the 3-1 lead over the Royals. And let's see if the Royals have an answer. We're going to bring in a new pitcher. It's going to be none other than Sparky Lyle. So we're going to let Lyle go for the rest of the game, see how he does. So Torrez goes 7. Lyle is going to come in for the 8th and the 9th. And let's see if he can knock out these Royals again. Frank White, over 2. He struck out his last at bat. Here's a 45. A 45 is going to be a K, and so that's back-to-back strikeouts for him as he gets caught looking. And that turns the lineup back over to George Brett. It'll be Brett followed by McRae. Here's a 13. This is going to be a little foul out, and that goes to the left field line. Brett frustrated with himself as he fouls out down the line. And into foul territory is Roy White, the man of the hour. And he's going to make the catch there on the all-star George Brett. Hal McRae, 2 outs now. Nobody on. He's 1 for 3. Here's a 16. Are the pitcher's hits greater than 249? I highly doubt it. He wasn't out there that long. And so that's going to be a Sparky Lyle strikeout. And we get a rare play on the strikeout. So let's go ahead and work that out. Let's see. It could be that the runner reaches first. Or it could be an ejection or something. Close pitch, but the umpire calls it a ball. The pitcher says the wrong thing to the home plate umpire, and he gets tossed. Oh, boy. So Sparky Lyle, frustrated at the umpire's call. And we are going to have to bring in a new pitcher. And we've got a few here. So let's go ahead and go with Dick Tidrow. So Lyle gets tossed. He goes 2/3 of an inning. And the ball, it's called a ball. So we're not going to assume a walk. We're not going to assume a walk. So Hal McRae's still up there. Dick Tidrow on the mound. And Hal McRae, 21 home runs. He promptly hits a double. And Kansas City is in business. And maybe that was what they needed to turn the tide of this game. As Hal McRae winds up at second base as he rips one down the right field line. And he's standing up at second. And this is going to bring up Pete Lecoq. Do we want to hit for him? That is the question. We can pinch hit. Let's do that. We'll move some people around. Let's pinch hit Amos Otis for Pete Lecoq. Get a better bat in there. And we're going to put Amos Otis in for... We're going to put him into center field. And we're going to move Cowens to left field. Or right field, I'm sorry. And we'll move Paquette to left field. So Otis comes into the game. Right here. And we got Amos Otis. Otis, 251 average, 17 bombs, 78 RBIs. And let's see if there's a little magic in that bat. 14 is going to be a fly ball, but it's going to be a rare fly ball. So let's see what we got here. Could be a game-changing play as Otis gets good wood on it. And let's see what we got, A 10. A 10 says hit in the left center field gap. The left fielder makes the catch, but he crashes into the center fielder. The out is recorded. The center fielder, which is Mickey Rivers, is injured for the rest of the game, and he must be replaced. So that's going to be a fly out to left. So the left fielder, White, makes the play, but he crashes into the center fielder, Rivers. Rivers indicates that he can't continue, and what a crazy play to end the inning as the Royals almost wind up with the hit. So we need to replace Mickey Rivers. He's up like 5th or something like that. So let's take Rivers out. And we've got, I don't know if we have any. Oh, Paul Blair. Let's put Paul Blair in. That's a good choice, right? So we got Paul Blair coming in. We have to replace him. Not a bad guy to come off the bench. So center fielder in the, we'll say the 9th, I guess, huh? He's coming in the 9th. All right, time to bring in Doug Bird. We'll get Leonard out of there. And we got Doug Bird coming in to finish the game. Leonard goes 8. And he gave up all 3 of the Yankee runs. And we get a new pitcher here. I guess for the Yankees, we had a new pitcher here. And then we had a new pitcher here. Okay. All right. Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, and Willie Randolph are going to be facing off against the new pitcher, Bird. Bird gets it quickly and quickly gets it up to the plate. This is going to be a deep shot to left field. Going back on it is the left fielder, newly inserted Paquette into left field, and he makes the catch, reaches up over his shoulder, and makes a great running catch out in left field. Why did I do that? That's a fly out to 7, not left field. It's hard to talk and write at the same time. All right, 1 down, and Greg Nettles to the plate. Nettles is 0 for 3, struck out, and he is grounded out a couple of times. 35, that's going to be a fly ball, so he adds a fly ball to his mixture, and this will be out to center field. The center fielder, the new center fielder, Amos Otis, tested immediately, and that's going to be out number 2. And Willie Randolph to the plate. Randolph has no hits and 3 at-bats. 14, this is going to be a little soft fly ball, and coming in hard on it is the center fielder, Otis, and he'll make a nice running catch in short center field, and that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees. So nice inning there from Doug Bird, and he gives the Royals a chance. It's going to be Cowens, Mayberry, and Paquette. So an opportunity here for the Royals. They'll be facing off against Dick Tidrow, who's going to try to close this one out. 36, is his average greater than 299? It is, and so Al Cowens, with the base knocked to right center field over the second baseman's head, and that's going to get things started for the Royals. He's got 16 stolen bases out of 28. Not a great percentage, but he does run. With John Mayberry coming to the plate, I'm not really inclined, as he's got home run potential. So let's go ahead and leave him at first. John Mayberry. 26, this is going to be a grounder with an asterisk. That's a double play back to the first bit, or to the pitcher. So we got a fielder's choice here. So it's going to be out number 1, and they're going to go 1 to 6 to 3, and that is a killer double play as Mayberry gets doubled up from the pitcher. Nice play there by Tidrow to get the out at second, and then Bucky Dent over to first for the second out. Last hope is Tom Paquette, the left fielder, 292 average in 1977. We got a 23. A 23 is going to be a deep fly ball. He gives it a ride. He goes back, and the left fielder is Roy White. He is at the track, standing there waiting for it, and he is going to make the catch for out number 3. And the Yankees are going to win this one by a score of 3-1 on the power of the Roy White home run in the 8th inning. So Roy White with a 2-run shot drives in Bucky Dent, and that is the winning run. Dale Austin coming off the bench, very much a bench player. Only 45 plate appearances for the year, but he delivers the tying RBI in the second, and that really was a difference maker for the Yankees. For the Royals, they got a run scoring single from John Mayberry in the first, and that was all they could put together against Mike Torrez, who pitched 7 brilliant innings. Tidrow goes 1.1, and he is going to get the... When did he come in? He came in here. I believe it's going to be Sparky Lyle with the win and Tidrow with the save, maybe something like that. We'll say that that's what it is. Leonard takes a tough luck loss, going 8 innings, only giving up 3 runs. And this has been an excellent series so far, as the Yankees have taken the first 2 in this one, but it's late inning heroics from the Bronx Bombers that have led to both wins. So a good one. These are 2 of the best teams in the American League throughout the late 70s, and you can see why. Good pitching, timely hitting, and the Yankees with quite a bit of pop. So that is the game of Dice Baseball. This is from our 1977 series, or set, I guess. You can see these are the 77 cards, and you can pick that up at thegameofdicebaseball.com, thegameofdicebaseball.com. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below, whether it's about the game in general or this game specifically, and go and pick it up. We have 1979, 77, 75, 72, and 1970. We also have 1969, which has a little bit different game engine chart, so I'll be working on putting out more seasons from the 60s, and then after that I'll move back to the 80s, and then we'll have some seasons from the 80s as well. And I plan to do as many seasons as I can. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and put them down in the comments section. If there's a season you'd love to see, I even want to do dead ball with this game, so everything is on the table. I know that the 60s through the 80s is super popular at this point, so I'm going to start there, and then we'll continue to do seasons, as many as I can. These are seasons that are a little bit easier to put together, so I've got into a nice rhythm, and it's pretty fast. Also look for new on-base seasons as I revamp that process, and maybe even quick play. I've promised that I'm gonna get back around to adding those pitchers into the quick play seasons, and maybe I'll reformat that a little bit so that you can have pitchers and batters all on the same page. We'll have to see. Lots of good things. I got a football game coming out, probably be in the summer at some point before that comes out. And there's a new release of the On Base Baseball 2023 projected roster sheet set. Now, what that is it's using Zip's projections for the upcoming season. And so they're actual gameplay values that you can use for on-base baseball, but it's for the season that hasn't started yet. So if you're totally excited about 2023, if you like to play more modern seasons, or you're just curious about pre-playing a baseball season and what that might look like, and then comparing it to what actually happens in real life, then you can go to onbasebaseball.com and you can look out the shop page, shop for on-base baseball, and then you'll see it first thing. It's called the 2023 pre-play, projected roster sheets, and you can download those for $10 and pre-play the season, or you can just wait until the season starts and then play along. Either way, I played the first game between the Braves and the Nationals, 3-2 win for the Braves. Hopefully that that holds true in real life. But Strasburg was pitching, came back for the Nationals after a couple of tough seasons, injury-plagued seasons. Came back to pitch strong. They're projecting him to have a 3.75 FIP, so all looks apparently well for Steven Strasburg. I think that would be good for the Nationals for sure, and it would be good for baseball to have him back to form. And so onbasebaseball.com is where you can get that if you are interested in modern baseball. If you want some classic seasons, go to thegameofdicebaseball.com. Pick up a handful of seasons. The introductory price is only $7 per season. You get all these. It's a couple thousand players almost. For just $7, and it's a PDF. So every player is carded who got into a game, even if they just got into a game to pinch run. So it's perfect for as played replays. You can see here that even Dale Alston with 45 plate appearances, you can start him with no issues, and he has all the values necessary to play this game. All right, I think that's it from here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That's one of the easiest ways for you to support any YouTuber, is to just click that thumbs up button whenever you watch a video. What it does is it helps Google say, recognize, hey, people are liking this. Maybe I should show that to more people. And then everybody who clicks like, it just sends a better signal that this is quality content. So if you think it is quality content, then go ahead and click that thumbs up, and Google will take care of the rest. If you want to subscribe, then you'll get notified of new videos when I post them. And I'll play game 3 at some point, probably this next week. And we'll see how this finishes out. So the original series, Kansas City swept the Yankees. At this point, the Yankees have swept the Royals. First game 6-3. This game is 3-1 on the power of Roy White's 8th inning home run here, 2-run homer off of Dennis Leonard, the tough luck loser in this one. All right, that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.